The disease of infidelity has entered our marriage. Marriage counseling. Could it get any worse? Yes. Court-ordered counseling. I spent 2 nights in jail for contempt of court before I agreed to this punishment. I'm referring to treatment. What I really meant was delusional. I was getting a divorce. I wasn't trying to burn the fool, not really. I wasn't open to reconciliation, not at any cost. Not even at any cost, because that would always cost me my self-esteem. I just wanted to walk away. I figured now was the perfect time to do it. It started out like a bad story. My wife came to me to talk. By talk, she meant to tell me her desires and expect me to agree with them, whatever they were. We had many talks during our 3 years of marriage, and I always agreed to whatever she wanted. Vacation trips to my in-laws, 2 weeks in purgatory for me each time. They hated me and I hated them, but Melissa loved the way they fussed over her. The BMW when we had to save up for a down payment on a house, plastic surgery. In my opinion, the nose job was unnecessary, but I thought a boob job might be fun. It wasn't. They felt great before but never seemed right after, and she also lost sensation. And even in the beginning, the wedding, which put us in debt for the first 2 years of our marriage. But I wanted her to be happy, didn't like saying no, and saw no point in continuing to argue after every logical argument you can imagine had been rejected, almost always unfairly and without reason. All you get at that point is anger and fireworks. In my opinion, it wasn't worth arguing at the time. So when she wanted a pass to the experience of a lifetime, which meant she wanted to take her new breasts and see what kind of man she could capture with them, I went to the logical points. 1. For me, there is no upside. There are only 2 outcomes. A. Things are so good, why would she go back to monogamy with me? Or B. She picked the wrong partner. Nothing good about that, but there might be the right one out there somewhere. She rolled her eyes and started to object, but I shut her up. 2. A disease could be brought into our marriage, and it would take months or even years to make sure it wasn't. Oh no, he's married and clean. I rolled my eyes. 3. Pregnancy can occur even with the most careful contraception. Eye rolling again, accompanied by a shake of the head. 4. Divorce was now a foregone conclusion. "You're not divorcing me! We love each other!" she cut in immediately. We did, but obviously not anymore. You already know who you want to sleep with if you don't already, but even if you don't, nothing I say will change your mind. I shook my head. It's also obvious that I'm not enough for you. And 5, I think you're already having sex with that clean married man. How dare you? She shouted. I shrugged and continued. But it doesn't matter anyway, because really point number 5 is that you've lost my trust. I can never believe a word you say. I got up and locked myself in our guest room that I used as an office. I laid out the couch and went to bed. When she realized I wasn't going to lie down, she came and knocked on the locked door. Melissa said quietly through the door, "Honey, if it upsets you so much, I'll forget about it. We love each other, that's what's important. You are more than enough for me." I remained silent, and after a few minutes she sighed and went to bed. The next day I went to the main office at work. Our big projects were nearing completion, and the extra workers were going to be laid off. In construction, this can be a revolving door. I was a permanent employee, a shift supervisor, so the boss was surprised when I told him he should keep one of the people he was going to lay off and fire me instead. I clarified that he should keep the one who had a loving wife to support. After I explained the situation, he agreed to honor my request, but said that if I ever wanted to go back to work, a job would be found for me whenever I wanted it. I thanked him, but asked him not to tell anyone else about it. He laughed and agreed again. I then went to a lawyer and started divorce proceedings. It was perfect timing. I would be fired in a week, and Melissa would be the primary breadwinner in our marriage. I was willing to part with what little savings we had finally managed to accumulate, but I didn't want to pay spousal support. I just wanted to walk away a free man. Melissa resisted, claiming that nothing had happened, that we loved each other, and that she wanted to save our marriage. I argued that Melissa had made it clear that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't meeting her needs, and I just wanted to leave while I was young enough to start over with someone who loved me. Melissa burst into tears and sobbed in the courtroom. I think more to shut her up than for any other reason. The judge ordered us to go to counseling. My stubborn objections and adamant refusal to participate in useless counseling was the reason for my 2-day incarceration. I finally gave up after being served honey sandwiches for lunch and dinner both days. And here we are on our 3rd session. I attended the first 2 sessions but refused to participate. But at the beginning of the 3rd, the counselor talked to the judge and it was decided for me. Either tolerate this loaf or get used to eating the loaf. The situation we have to consider is the imaginary and the actual, the counselor pronounced, as if he had done it 1,000 times before and just wanted to get it over with. Mike, Melissa told me that she never really thought about having an affair. She just suggested it because she wanted you to fight for her. She felt that you had become complacent and took her for granted. She felt you didn't value her. She says she now realizes how much her test hurt your pride and is very sorry. Melissa jumped in. Really, honey, it's all nonsense. There's no one else. You're more than enough for me. I don't need anyone else. Please believe me. It was a new tactic. It might have worked, though probably not, if she had tried this route the night of the conversation, or a few weeks before our divorce hearing, or during the first 2 counseling sessions. So how stupid would I be if I believed her now? And how stupid was she if she thought I would believe her? Wow, I said, trying to look like I was really considering her words. I nodded. I nodded to Melissa. I nodded to the uncomprehending counselor who smiled back at me. Wow, I repeated. If only I could believe everything that lying, cheating cheater says, it might make a difference. I sighed and shook my head. No, I still want to leave, but that's okay. You can still go to your lover. Remember, he's married, but he's clean. My wife wiped her eyes and then said to the counselor, You see, he doesn't appreciate me at all. He won't fight for me. You're right, I quietly agreed with her. A cheating wife has no value to me. How idiotic is it to fight for something that's worthless? Melissa sobbed, but quickly wiped her eyes. Mike, there's something else. The bank called about the payments on my BMW. They say we're a couple months behind on our payments. You have to straighten it out. What? I don't have any money. Remember, I got laid off. I live with my parents. My only income is unemployment insurance. I tried not to smile. In fact, if we don't settle this divorce soon, I'm going to have to amend it and require you to get spousal support. I looked up. How much alimony do you think I should ask for? Melissa cringed, then gathered her purse and coat and walked out of the office. I looked at the counselor and asked, So are we finally done? Yes. Melissa signed the divorce papers. She got everything, what little there was, and I got my freedom. The end. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.